Welcome to the next episode of 10 Minutes With, and today we're with the headhunter. Tom, sounds weird, doesn't it? The headhunter. Right, yeah. So tell us what you do in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, what we do, we conduct search assignments for global mining companies, private equity companies and financial institutions, delivering them elite mining leaders globally, basically.
So you're headhunting.
Yep.
But in a specific category. You're not broad, you're in a specific mining category. So if I'm a young person and I want to become a headhunter, what's the journey? What do I need to do?
Talk to me. No, so basically you need to be confident. You need to get your point across to what you're doing, what you want to do, or what you want to get from that conversation with like someone like yourself.
Yep.
If I was talking to you, trying to get you to move to a new role,
Yep.
somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about will need to learn how to deliver that to someone like yourself.
Yep.
To get their interest.
But I've left school.
Yep.
I've done my GCSEs. I might have done a BTEC. Do I need to do a particular BTEC or A-level?
Not particularly, no.
Okay.
So someone that works for us, she's got a bachelor's in human resources. Don't get me wrong, that helps.
Yep.
I haven't got that.
Okay.
But it's normally just, it sounds silly, but the gift of the gab.
Yeah.
You see on Dumb and Dumber,
Yeah.
they could sell a dead bird to a blind kid,
Yeah.
you know? And that's what you've got to be able to do
Okay.
in this sort of game.
So you finish college and I'm looking to get into this field. Is there what's the first job? What's the stepping
Associate.
stone?
You start off as an associate. So
Associate headhunter.
just an associate.
Okay.
So you're within a search firm like we are,
Yeah.
and there's levels. You've got an associate, then you've got a senior associate, and then you move into the sort of consultants, depending on what path you want to take. Some people say
junior role. It's a junior role.
junior
right?
role, yeah. It would start off as a junior role. Obviously, if you're new to the industry, you've got to learn the ropes like anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I was when I first started doing it, I got in at 8 o'clock in the morning, left at 8 o'clock at night, so that I could learn the ropes of the business and how it worked, basically.
And are these junior roles freely available? Is there a lot out there? So, I've left college and I'm going to look for this junior role because I want to go into headhunting.
Yep.
Because are the jobs out there?
There are, yeah. But I mean, obviously, that with what we do, because we're such a niche industry, it's probably a little bit tighter in the mining industry, like to come into search in mining as an associate. But you've got a lot of like exec search, like fintech companies, IT, etc. So there's a lot of them out there, and you've got the big boys like the Corn Ferries, Spencer Ogdens. They're always looking for a sort of associate, so you can join one of the bigger boys quite easily. But
there's a fundamental difference between a recruitment company and what you do.
Absolutely.
Right? So recruitment's recruitment.
Yep.
What's the difference? What's the key fundamental difference?
So there's two different sort of fundamentals. You get companies or people that like to work on a contingency basis, basically no win, no fee.
Yep.
You can do 6 weeks worth of legwork on a search, for instance, and if the company's not paying you a retainer, the company can then say, look, we found somebody internally in your 6 weeks work, you've not been paid for it, you've got nothing out of it.
Okay.
Sorry about the 6 weeks work that you've not been paid for. Or you can do what we do, and we partner with clients. You work on a retained basis where you you get paid a commencement fee that pays for your time to deliver the search. And then we break it down in, some companies want it in 2 installments, some companies like it in 3 installments. Okay. And you can weight it on the front end, or you can weight it on the back end on the delivery side. And the company doesn't mind what one really, as long as, we don't mind as long as we're getting paid for our time, which is the be all and end all.
So someone looking, and someone watching this and looking at going into headhunting, as a junior, what sort of salary am I expecting to get as a junior?
A junior could walk in my office tomorrow, if they interviewed well, obviously. They could start on between 26 and 30 grand.
Okay, so that's the starting salary.
Starting salary, yeah.
Okay, and then, is it commission based or is it just the salary?
That will be a salary until just while you're learning the trade.
Okay.
You might get like a quarterly, like short-term incentive bonus, depending on sort of successful completed searches.
Okay.
So some people at our company at the moment, they're on, depending on the thresholds, they get a percentage of the search cost the search fee that we get from the client,
Yeah.
and that'll act as a sort of commission for the more senior people within the organisation.
So I come and work and I get the job, it's 26 grand, I'm successful. How quick is the progression? Or is that, I mean, it's a chicken and eggs. It's one of those questions where it's just a bit of a loaded question. It's like, how effective are you going to be?
Absolutely.
But if you took a person who's active, proactive, and like you said, is working, they're learning, they're working. Let's put 2 years' time, in 24 months' time, where would you like to see that person? I mean, obviously they're not going to be the CEO, but where do you see them in that progression?
Good question, because there's a guy, I took him on board 2 years ago. When he started with us, he was actually 47.
Oh, so this is not an age thing. So
it's not an age thing.
Oh,
no.
Okay. So you can join this.
So he started with us when he was 47. Don't get me wrong. He come from like a publications background before, so he knew he was selling publications in the mining industry.
Okay.
And then he come and joined us 2 years ago, and he's hit the ground running. He's just selling a slightly different service.
Yeah.
So as long as you understand how the search market works and how companies like to use search services.
Yeah.
Then you can pick it up at any age. You can even pick it up at your age, Bav.
Oh, thanks. but from a young person's, there is like you said, there's a fundamental difference between recruitment, headhunting, and the way the structure works. And importantly, if someone comes and works in your space, it's quite niche, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
it is. Yeah.
Do you have to be interested in the space you're working in? Is it vital?
Well, for me, yes, because I wouldn't have got into this industry otherwise. I love the mining industry. Everyone should love the mining industry for the sheer fact that everything that we do on a day-to-day basis, like your mobile phone, there's 15 different battery metals in your mobile phone for one.
Yeah.
So without mining, you wouldn't have a mobile phone. The lovely cars that people drive and that you drive, I don't know what, 90% of that is made out of some sort of metal.
Yeah.
Electric cars, they need lithium, you need cobalt, that needs to be mined. So it's an attractive industry from that perspective.
Yep.
There's been historically, it's been classed as a dirty industry.
Okay.
Or because of the what it leaves on the environment. But a lot of companies have sort of, in the last sort of 10, 15, maybe even 20 years, have cleaned up their sort of ESG sort of capabilities. So.
But for someone who wants to come and work in that industry or work as a headhunter, there's a journey to be had. You've got to be willing to learn.
Absolutely.
You've got to be putting, you've got to put your heart and soul into it. But the money doesn't seem too bad, to be fair. To start off with, 25, 26 grand, it's not a bad start salary.
It's not a bad starting salary, no. I mean, don't get me wrong. We like to incentivise the people that come and work for us. I'm not saying that that's the rule of thumb for the industry, but that's what I would expect to pay somebody out of if they've got like a degree or something. You've got to take into account as well that they've probably got some school fees to pay back.
Yeah.
So you probably dangle the carrot a little more for a degree, like probably a lot of companies do. But it's it's not a bad salary, but that can always go up depending on when you get more experience and how much information you soak up in them 2 years as such. Because
it's
like
down to you.
Yeah,
it's down to you.
The world. I always say in sales, because it is a sales job at the end of the day. The world's your oyster. Like there's no you've not got a top bracket on how much you can earn, because the more sales you make, the more money you're going to make at the end of the day. So,
and for me to go in to get a job in this sector and to work in your company. Are there a lot of jobs out there, or is it a bit hit and miss? Within
the mining space?
Within just general headhunting?
Yeah, there's loads of headhunting jobs available, like there's so many firms out there that attempt to do this. Some do it well, some do it not as well. However, if you're keen to do it and keen to get involved in it, then absolutely, there's enough options out there, whether it's with us, whether it's with the bigger boys as well. It's plenty of opportunities.
The
opportunities are there.
Brilliant. Right, well, the last question I've got is, if you were to give an aspiring headhunter one bit of advice, what would it be?
Oh, Christ, put me on the spot. Relationships. The one thing in life, especially in what I do, although mine's a more niche market than a lot of others, relationships. Build relationships. Go and meet people face to face. Don't sit behind a computer. Don't sit behind a phone. Go and meet them, whether it's in England or another country. Go and meet them. There's no better communication or no better advice I can give than meet them face to face and know the lay of the land with them.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Tom. Appreciate your time. Thanks
a lot.
That was 10 Minutes with Tom, and he's the headhunter.